the obvious, stating it. The last game wasn't what we wanted in any facet. They were able to get explosives on plays that necessarily they shouldn't have, but they did. And so, I know you guys talked to Q, and we're paring some things down to any calls that had layers to it. The main focus right now is to speed up the play, okay? If there's anything that's causing any hesitation, let's speed up the play with limiting the layers on the calls. Or we looked at every call, okay, which calls are giving up any explosives, which calls aren't. Even if a call might be better in certain situations, how can we get them playing fast? So that's what we're going to do moving forward. I'm talking about Kansas City, just a dynamic quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks since I've been in the league. He can make every throw off of every platform.
Cliff, no Jaden again this week. How pleased have you been with what you've seen from Marcus, and what changes for you, if anything, when he's under center?
Yeah, I mean, he's been tremendous, really. I think going back to last year, it was a tough spot this last week. We didn't play very good overall. We were down big. He had one throw he'd like to have back, but just his command of the offense, the way he leads, the way he prepares, the way he's played in the games has been really good. So not much will change. We'll try to do stuff that he likes, specific to him, and try to tailor the game plan to that. But other than that, we'll just cut it loose and let it go.
All right, moving on to the injury report. We have 2 DNPs on here. Jaden Daniels, obviously, he's going to be out, so we don't have to go over him. He's going to be a DNP all week. Daron Payne, DNP for the 2nd day in a row. Yesterday, he was listed on the injury report as a DNP, but because of rest. But today, a toe injury. So that's very, very interesting. I still think Payne will play on Monday night versus the Chiefs. Maybe this is just precautionary now. It was Thursday. They had the pads on today, actually. Typically, if you miss Thursday, it's not a great sign that you may or may not play, right? It probably means that you're not going to play. However, there is still a chance that Payne practices tomorrow and will be ready for Monday night, and I think that's what's going to be the case, right? But we shall see with Daron Payne. And then Kolesnikov, limited hamstring injury. He should be fine for Monday night's game. And then everybody else, Sam Cosmi, Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, and Bobby Wagner were full participants. As for the Chiefs' injury report, Josh Simmons, DNP once again. His situation is interesting. We really don't know what's up with his personal matter, but he's probably not going to play this week against us. So, they've already figured out how to, mitigate his loss. So him being out shouldn't really, affect much, and especially since, obviously, Dorrance Armstrong, he's on IR, out for the rest of the year. We've lost also Dietrich Wise and Javonte Jean-Baptiste. Our edges are weak right now. So, Josh Simmons being out for the Chiefs shouldn't matter too much. Kareem Hunt, limited. Trey Smith, he's a guy to watch out for, dealing with a back injury. DNP once again today. So, if he doesn't practice tomorrow, then he probably won't play Monday night against the Commanders, right? But, there is still a chance he practices tomorrow, kind of like Daron Payne, right? So, we'll see. But we're going to definitely keep an eye out on Trey Smith because he's a huge part of the Chiefs online. And then everybody else on here for them is a full participant, and they will probably be good to go. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe. If you're not already subbed up to the channel, turn on notifications, comment down below your thoughts on anything I talked about in today's video. And other than that, it's Big K Sean, and I'm out. Peace.